November 1999, 25 years ago, give or take, sees Al Snow action figures being pulled off the shelves of Walmart because of the mannequin head that he had in there, and they were like, that's a woman's head, and that's violence against women, and we don't condone that, and people were nuts even 25 years ago. Karens were always there. What was going on in comics in November 1999? Some brand new things started, including Gunsmith Cats Kidnapped, Jingle Bell, Archie Weird Mysteries, Spider-Man Unlimited, Beast Boy, The 9 Rings of Wu-Tang, and also Angel. But once again, everybody's favorite world segment. I actually, Oprah gave me this one because she was going to do it, but decided not to. She gave it to me. That's how popular this segment is. What beat Superman this month? And much like the metaphorical battle between Superman and Captain Marvel back in the 1940s and whatnot, a completely different Captain Marvel beat Superman this month. I dropped my phone with my notes, but it was Captain Marvel Volume 4 by Peter David. It would go on to be a huge fan favorite series, and it introduced Janice Vell into the role of Captain Marvel. I know you read it back in the day. It actually led to the whole rebooting You Decide thing with Marvel Adventures and Marvel. Ooh, that's a story we'll get to. That's actually a few years down the road, but Jesus, what a mess that was in the whole Epic program. God, I got stories to tell about that. I might do a video about that without waiting to get to 2007 or whenever that actually happened. But Captain Marvel was a huge fan favorite series. People loved it. Peter David crushed it. And that is what happens when you leave one creator on a single book the whole time. Speaking of leaving one creator on a book the whole time, that's the spotlight this month. It's actually Nightwing. Nightwing is consistently one of the better selling DC books. It's better selling than a lot of the Batman books, better selling than every Superman book. Through the 90s, from 1996, we had Chuck Dixon. One guy. He wrote nearly 70 issues of Nightwing. Nightwing, off the top of my head, is like a sidekick. He's great, obviously. Dick Grayson, come on. He is the classic. And finally now in the DCU, he's finally getting his proper slot up at the top. Like, he is Batman without being a paranoid dick. He is truly one of the greatest heroes that the DC universe has. Like, he is the human version of Superman. He is such a good character, and people knew it in the 90s, like I said. But Chuck Dixon wrote a great thing. Can't remember the name of the gentleman doing art. I didn't care for the art style quite so much in this 1999 era, but I mean, were you reading Nightwing back then? Nightwing, God, like Nightwing's such a fan favorite, and he's one of those things that like the editors seem to hold down. Later, what was it? They did the whole, Gary Grayson, what was his name? Scott Grayson? They changed it, they shot him in the head, he forgot his memory, he became a different guy, and even they tried to bury the book, this is much later down the road, with just Grayson, where he's like, oh, he's a CIA operative infiltrating the circus and shit like that, and it's still sold like gangbusters. Like, even in 1999, he's selling like that, but just not getting the props he deserves. So here's me shining the spotlight on Nightwing. But November's top 10 has some of the same stuff, but let's talk about it anyway. Number 10 was Fathom Number 10. A new storyline begins for Aspen and all her hot friends. Sex sells, so here's a Danger Girl special issue. Earth X keeps going with issue number 10 in the 8th spot. In the number 7 spot, we see Spawn also continuing to be published. Avengers number 24 takes the number 6 spot. It's a 1999 Wizard Fan Award winner for writer and penciler, but this issue really doesn't show. Number 5 has JLA number 37, seeing World War III continue. Wolverine number 146 in the 4th spot. The X-Men take on Wolverine and try to bring him back from Apocalypse's control. Number 3 and number 2 sees X-Men 96 and Uncanny X-Men number 376. The 12 officially kicks off as Apocalypse hopes to usher in a new age of himself. Did I say number 3 and number 2? Yes, I did, because you know what? We got a new number 1 in town, and like I said earlier, when sex sells, sex sells. The number 1 selling comic of November 1999 is Tomb Raider number 1. Just like I believe the last title in number 1 that wasn't X-Men was Tomb Raider Witchblade. So Tomb Raider Lara Croft by herself? Yeah, she's number 1. But yeah, this is just the further adventures of Lara Croft. It's actually a decent little read, and yeah, like Lara Croft was a pretty big deal at this time. Anyway, do you have any memories of these comics from November 1999? Please let me know in the comments down below after you've hit the like button and subscribed if you haven't already done so. Let's keep this conversation rolling down in the comments or my Discord. There's a link in the description to my Discord where you'll find my stuff at the bottom. It's a whole hub Discord. It's actually a fun time. Love having conversations with you guys. Catch you soon. Catch you soon.